As a real estate investor in Missouri, understanding how to navigate property taxes is essential to protecting your investment and maximizing your returns. Property taxes can have a significant impact on your cash flow, so it's important to know what to expect, how they're calculated, and what you can do to manage them effectively. Today we'll cover the basics of property taxes in Missouri, including how they work, how to appeal if necessary, and some strategies to keep your tax burden as low as possible. First, let's talk about how property taxes are calculated in Missouri. These taxes are based on the assessed value of your property. The county assessor determines this value, usually based on the market value of similar properties in the area. In Missouri, residential properties are assessed at 19% of their market value, while commercial properties are assessed at 32%. This means that if your residential rental property has a market value of $100,000, the assessed value would be $19,000, and your taxes would be based on that amount. Once the assessed value is determined, it's multiplied by the local tax rate, which varies depending on where your property is located. Each county, city, and school district sets its own tax rates, so your total property tax bill will depend on which jurisdiction your property falls under. For example, properties in Kansas City might have a different rate compared to properties in smaller towns or rural areas. It's important to understand the local tax rates when you're looking at potential investments, as this can significantly affect your bottom line. Now that we've covered the basics of how property taxes are calculated, let's talk about what you can do if you think your property has been overvalued. If you believe your property's assessed value is too high, you have the right to appeal. This process involves providing evidence that the assessor's valuation is inaccurate. You can do this by submitting comparable sales data from similar properties that have sold for less than your assessed value, or by showing that your property has certain issues, like structural damage, that would lower its value. In Missouri, property owners typically have until the third Monday in June to file an appeal with the local Board of Equalization. If the board agrees with your appeal, your property's assessed value may be reduced, which will lower your tax bill. Keep in mind that even if your appeal is successful, the savings may not take effect until the following tax year, so it's important to act early if you think your property is overassessed. One of the most effective ways to manage your property taxes as a real estate investor is to stay on top of any changes in tax rates or property assessments. Missouri counties reassess property values every 2 years, so it's important to keep an eye on your property's assessed value, especially after major improvements or renovations. If you've added significant value to the property, you can expect the assessment to increase. But if the market in your area has declined, your property's value may go down, which could lower your taxes. Another key strategy for managing property taxes is to factor them into your investment analysis from the start. Before you purchase a property, make sure you know the current tax rate, as well as any potential increases that could come in the next few years. Some areas have special assessments or bond measures that can raise taxes to pay for local improvements, so it's important to be aware of these factors before you buy. By budgeting for property taxes up front, you can avoid surprises later and ensure that your investment remains profitable. For investors who own multiple properties, it may make sense to stagger property purchases to avoid big tax hits all at once. Since Missouri reassesses properties every 2 years, spreading out your acquisitions can help you avoid significant tax increases in a single year. This also gives you more time to appeal any assessments that seem too high, without having to deal with multiple appeals at once. Another option for keeping your property taxes manageable is to look into any exemptions or tax breaks that may be available. In Missouri, certain properties may qualify for tax breaks, such as properties used for low-income housing, or those that have undergone substantial rehabilitation. While these exemptions won't apply to every investor, it's worth checking with your local tax authority to see if there are any programs that could reduce your tax burden. Finally, if you're feeling overwhelmed by the complexity of property taxes, or if you just want to make sure you're not paying more than you should, hiring a property management company like Alpine Property Management Kansas City can make a big difference. We handle all aspects of property management, including keeping an eye on property taxes, ensuring that your property is being assessed fairly, and filing appeals when necessary. Our team has experience navigating the Missouri tax system and can help you stay on top of your obligations while maximizing your investment returns. Now, switching gears for a moment, If you're thinking about selling a property, Alpine Property Management Kansas City also buys houses. Whether your property is occupied, in need of repairs, or in perfect condition, we offer a simple, hassle-free process. You won't have to deal with listing your property or waiting for a buyer. We'll make you a fair offer and you can walk away with cash in hand. So if you're considering selling, reach out to us and let's talk about how we can help. To sum things up, property taxes are an unavoidable part of being a real estate investor in Missouri. But with the right knowledge and strategies, you can manage them effectively. By staying informed, keeping an eye on assessments, and appealing when necessary, you can ensure you're not paying more than you should. And if you need help, Alpine Property Management Kansas City is here to guide you every step of the way. If this video has been helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on real estate investing and property management. Thanks for watching.